All right, here we go.
Okay.
So Jonathan is taking part in a peaceful walk Saturday, November 7th, starting at 6 p.m. From the Lake Eola Bandshell to the Dr. Phillips Center. So Jonathan, why don't you talk about that and then we'll get to questions.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm really excited about this. The event is called Hold Up the Lights. It is our attempt at giving a solution to what we see in our society, what we see in our communities, and what we see in our country. And we believe that the answer to it all is Jesus Christ. So this is a prayer walk, a peaceful, no protest, nothing political. This is a peaceful prayer walk that we're going to be starting at Lake Eola Bandshell at 5 p.m. to hand out materials, mask, hand sanitizer, the signs that we've been making. And we'll start marching from 6 to Dr. Phillips Center, where we'll have music, food, prayer, fellowship, and really just an amazing time. This is a peaceful thing that's going on. Like I said, there's so much going on in our country that's negative, so many things that are divided, and we're coming together on standing on Christ and standing on what we believe is the answer to the problem that we see in our world, which is Jesus. So we're asking everybody to come out, have fun, have fellowship, but most importantly, pray and ask for change.
Okay, and again, that's Saturday, November 7th. And Jonathan, you said it started at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m.?
So 5 p.m. we're going to get there to hand out materials. So that'll be the posters that we've been making, the hand sanitizers, mask, anybody that needs it. We're asking that people come prepared for it, and then we'll start walking at 6.
Okay, great. We'll get to questions now. Pat Welter, Spectrum Sports.
Hey, Jonathan. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I think, just one of the things that hurt so much for you, obviously, and for fans and the franchise by your injury was just how well you were playing in that short sample when you were back. It looked to me like you reached a new level of your game just in that brief sample. So I was curious if you felt that way, that you'd reached a new level, and if you think you can get back to that or even surpass it this time around with your rehab.
I absolutely felt like I was playing my best basketball. I felt like I was playing great. But really, it's a mind thing. They say sports is 90% mental, 10% physical, whatever percentage you want to give it. But it's more mental than physical. So my mind is still there in terms of how I was playing. My body just has to catch up now with this recent injury. So I'll get better. I'll get back on the court. But I'll be expecting and knowing that I'm going to play better than I did when I left, because my mind is continuing to get better. Off of it. That's what it's been my entire career so far. I have been out for quite a bit of time, battling these injuries, but every time I've come back better. Not just because my body has gotten better, but because my mind is in a better place.
Great. Philip Rossman Reich, Orlando Magic Daily.
Hey, Jonathan. It's obviously been a few months since the injury. About how far along do you feel you are in your rehab? What stage do you think you're at in it? I know it's obviously still a long way to go, but where do you feel you're at as far as getting back into working out and being able to get back on the court?
Oh yeah, I feel great so far. Everything with me and the trainers have been talking about, I've been doing well, progressing well. I'm off crutches. I've been off crutches for a couple weeks now. Been able to walk around, get into the gym, squat. We're in the pool. So everything is just going good. I can't really give you a specific timeline on where we're at, but the doctor says everything is looking good. So we're just continuing, on that process.
Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Hey, Jonathan, good to see you. Obviously, you're such a positive guy. How much does that outlook help you along with your rehab, and how much is that an inspiration behind the walk that you're having?
Oh, well, that's a great question. I appreciate that one. Honestly, guys, it's my faith in Christ, man. God has been so good to me. I have no complaints about where I'm at right now. For me, this is just another part of the journey, right? So I wake up and I'm like, what do I have to do today? And right now, my focus is my knee. I'll continue to work hard to get better, but I'm getting better in the other areas. It's not just about who I am on the court, but who I am off the court. And that plays right into what this march is about, man. My life has been changed by the Jesus Christ. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen people changed, and I believe that this is the answer for that the world is seeking and that the world needs. So this march is just that. It's saying, God, we need your help. There's a verse in 2 Chronicles 7:14 that says, if my people who are called by my name would humble themselves, turn from their wicked ways, seek my face, I'll hear from heaven, and I'll forgive their sins, and I'll heal their land. So I believe that our land needs healing much like everybody else, and this is the solution that we're putting forth. And so it plays a part into everything that I do, but I believe that my positivity comes from knowing that God has my life. He's the author and finisher of my life. He's led me and guided me and protected me from so much. So I know that he has a plan for me, and I'm just going to continue to work that out.
Great. Josh Miller.
Hey, Jay, how are you doing mentally? You know, it's hard after an injury to be up in spirits. You're a very up in spirits guy, but how have you been doing mentally, and what have you been telling yourself to keep those high spirits up?
Well, you know, just that. You know, there's so much outside of just playing the game. I'm recently engaged, so I'm playing in a wedding. There's so much other things outside of basketball. I'm not just a basketball player. So right now, my job when it comes to basketball is just getting this knee right, and I know that I'm going to come back on the court. And like I said, I know my mind is continuing to progress. Right, the time that I've missed being on the court, I've come back better every time. Not just because I've worked on my body, but because my faith has been increased, my confidence in God has been increased. His faithfulness and understanding who He is to me has increased, and that's why I've been able to play better and better each time I come back. So I have no doubt that that's going to happen this next time around.
Tim Reynolds, Associated Press.
Good morning, J.I. Congrats on the engagement.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I have two questions, and forgive me on the first one, but are you able to actually physically participate in the march Saturday? Like, will you be, can you walk that distance? Or how,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry to ask it.
That's a great question. Yeah, I can walk. So I'm in a brace, and I can walk for sure. That's a good one.
I'm sorry to have asked. I really am. The other question I have is a wildly different spectrum. I think you're still the player rep for the Magic. Obviously, there's some stuff going on right now, obviously, with the league and the PA. What is your level of confidence that these talks right now are going to get worked out the way that both sides will be happy by whatever is done?
I think there's a level of honestly, there's a level of compromise on each side. You know, this has not been easy. You know, with everything that's been thrown at the league and thrown at us as just people trying to figure things out. So there's a level of compromise on both sides, but we're continuing talks. We have meetings coming up with the whole team and the PA and the league and all that. So they're trying to work it out, and so I just hope that we can get to a conclusion that works for everybody.
Sure.
Thank you, Tim. Kendra Douglas, West 2 News.
Interesting. I tore my ACL when I was in college. And so my weirdest moment was knowing that I had to learn how to walk again. And I also had to learn how to get 180-degree movement within my knee. You know, what was the weirdest thing for you, or what has this journey been like for you? Did you kind of was it different for you as well, having to basically start all over a little bit and learn those types of things, or what was that like for you?
Well, I didn't have to learn how to walk again. You know, I think that my progression has been pretty quick. So my flexion is almost at peak flexion, and my straightening is almost, you know, at 180 degrees. So I'm not really, it hasn't really been, I don't know the right word to use, but it's been swift. It really has been swift in my recovery. So as soon as I was off the crutches, I was walking fine. I was trying to walk while I was on the crutches. So you know, it's been swift for me. I don't really have any complaints or any weird things. Really, just the surgery was weird because it's the first surgery that I've experienced. But after, I kind of hit the ground running.
Josh Cohn, OrlandoMagic.com.
Hey, Jonathan, knowing that you've overcome injuries in the past and played really well when you returned, how much confidence does that give you that you can come back even better and stronger this time around?
Well, it's exactly that. It's like once I've experienced, you know, having an injury and knowing that my faith has kept me grounded and my faith has kept me pushing and kept my spirits high and kept me mentally locked in and focusing on what God has next for me. You know, I have ultimate confidence that I know when I come back on the court, because my body's going to heal. And like I said, my mind is still in that place of being hungry and knowing that, you know, I can be the best and working towards that. And so, you know, and just taking it day by day until that comes around.
Chris Hayes, Orlando Sentinel.
Hey, J.I., good to see you. I just wondered, like right away, your faith is so strong, but right away when you first got hurt this time around, were you ever like questioning why me, why this again, in that kind of capacity with the Lord?
Oh, absolutely, and that's just us being human. I've I've been through a lot. When it comes to injuries and just life. But God has been so good to me. I'm so blessed in the things that I have and the things that I get to experience in life and the people I get to experience it with. But my first phone call when I got, and this is just a testament to people who do go through terrible things and that have to rely on God and even ask questions. But my first call was to my pastor here in Orlando, and he was able to walk me through. And it's the same way that I've been injured before, and my faith has grown, and my relationship with God has grown, and He's shown me things and helped me in so many ways. It's the same way that my injury now has been progressing. I've only continued to get better throughout. So I've found a new level of grind, a new level of faith, and I've been able to minister to people who have gone through situations like this. And so a lot of times we question why the things that we go through, but a lot of times it's for other people. A lot of times it's for us to realize that God is all we have and God is all we need. And as we trust in Him, it's almost like in order to know God's faithfulness, you have to go through things that test your faith, or that test His faithfulness. So this is just thing. So I've been able to minister to people. I've been able to help people through their struggles and their journey. So I'm glad that I've been able to have full.
And if you don't mind, your pastor's name?
Dr. Deron Hepburn at Jump Ministries Global Church. Jump Ministries is the founder of the Hold Up the Lights March. And we want all Christians to be involved. A bunch of churches are involved, but Jump Ministries founder.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go back to Philip Rossman-Reich.
Hey, Jonathan. Obviously, it's a little bit of a different off season with all the COVID precautions. But what have your interactions been with teammates as far as you're going through your rehab? I mean, I imagine rehab and in normal circumstances is sometimes a little isolating. But what have teammates said to you in words of encouragement or just kind of keeping you involved with the team as we go through the off season here?
Well, not a lot of guys are back in the gym yet, so I haven't really seen anybody. Just I've seen Chuma, I've seen Bamba, I've seen Chief a couple times, so T. Ross a couple times. So not a lot of guys are in right now. Right now, really, our interactions are just talking about what's going to happen with the season and the PA stuff. So being the team rep, that's my kind of conversation with the guys.
All right, we'll go back to Tim Reynolds, AP.
Jonathan, you've got such energy and such positivity. I know that there's a belief that you probably won't get on the floor this coming season, no matter how long it goes. But are you buying that at all? Like, are you seeing a path to getting back maybe sooner than people would think?
Well, I think really just the way that I am, and even the first injury with the knee, I got back in the playoffs with COVID making it a little longer, but I was able to get back when a lot of people didn't think I was going to be able to get back, or I think just the way that I am, just the way that I try my best to attack each day and just attack what's on my plate. There is a possibility of me coming back in terms of being able to play sooner, but I wouldn't put on the table like, okay, I'm going to come back and play and finish the season out or something like that. That's a conversation to have with the front office, with the training staff. But just me knowing myself, I know that I'll be ready to go, probably earlier than I should be.
So you don't need to trick your mind with that carrot necessarily. You don't need to trick your mind into saying, I'm going to try to get back by X date. You don't need to approach it that way, I guess.
No, I just whatever's on the day for me to do, I knock it out, and that has helped me to get back, sooner than later.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay, we have time for a couple more. Let's see. Let's go back to Chris Hayes. Do you have another question, Chris?
Yeah, Jay. Speaking of the Magic and the franchise itself, they seem to really give you the time that you need to make sure that you're ready before you come back. How's that been for you?
It's been great. You know, the Magic are our family, man. The front office have been amazing. Not only with me, but just all the guys, Bamba and Chuma and all the guys that have gone through some things. They've been a great Markel. They've been great with, you know, allowing us to take our time and feel comfortable and really just have a family cohesive understanding of what's going on. So it's been great. I'm grateful for it, and you know, just continuing to move forward.
Great. Kendra, did you have another question?
No, I'm good.
Okay. We'll go back to Pat Welter.
Yeah, Jonathan, forgive me for bringing it back to the moment of the injury, but I'm sure that replays in your head a lot. I mean, just little things that I've gone through in my life and my humble sports career, I still think of like that. So can you take us back to that moment? You're on the court, you just come back. This was like your second game. You know, what's going through your mind in those exact moments?
In the exact moments before the injury?
Or right after it happened, as you're on the court wondering, you know, whether this was serious or not.
You know, that's where my mind was at, is trying to figure out, you know, what exactly happened. You know, I felt like something, you know, obviously something wrong had happened, you know, in my mind. So I was just wondering what exactly could it be. And I honestly, I was just thinking about the journey in terms of, you know, I've put a lot of work in with coming back with the first knee injury. And even with that injury, like I said, I learned things about myself, about the fighter that I am, about the overcomer that I am, about how faithful God is and how trustworthy he is. So with that being said, this injury has allowed me to take that to another level, you know, in my own mind and in my own heart. So really just during the time I was thinking about, okay, you know, what's wrong? Obviously emotions going everywhere because of just the competitive nature of the game and wanting to be out there and wanting to support my teammates and play well. Like I said, but once I got back to the locker room and you know, we started to talk about it and I got on the phone with my pastor, I was really at a peace. You know, that God brought me through so many things and these injuries of late. So he's going to do the same thing with this one.
Did you feel that the previous knee injury had anything to do with this one and coming back early at all?
You know, I don't think so. You know, honestly, guys, I really felt like I was playing my best basketball. I was jumping the highest, and that's like statistically measured. Like I was jumping the highest that I've done in my career, and I felt good. There was no pretense or any thought in my mind that I wasn't ready to come back. You know, no thought in the trainer's mind, the front office. We really, honestly, they held me out longer than I thought I should have been. I don't think it was related at all. I really was ready to go with all the metrics and weights and all that stuff.
Okay. Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Yeah, obviously there's always a team behind you when you're going through something like this. How helpful have, you know, Lindsay and people like that within the Magic organization been for you? And just knowing you, you know, how much do they have to limit you and prevent you from overly pushing yourself?
No, they've been great. They've been fantastic. I mess with them all the time. Like, you know, I'll come into the gym and be like, you know, I'm sorry, I went for a jog last night or something like that, and they'll freak out. But no, they're great. They're patient with me. They work with me. They push me, and they allow me to push myself. They give me room for that. So I enjoy it. I'm glad that I'm able to work with those guys. So they're a lot of fun.
All right. Chris Hayes, Orlando Sentinel.
Jay, back to that moment when you got hurt there in the bubble. What was stronger at that point in time? Was there more pain or was there more fear for you to not knowing what's in the future, what's going to happen to you?
You know, at the first moment, it was pain. it was painful. But at the same time, I think it's a mixture of things. I think obviously the fear of not knowing what it was and just being out there on the court and just wanting to get back and find out what happened. Wanting to see what happened. I didn't know what happened until I watched the video. Yeah, just all those things in a mixture. The fear, the pain, the questions, and then once I got back, I was definitely calmed down and at a more level-headed piece and just, okay, you know, let's attack this, let's take it on and let's move forward.
All right. Any final questions? All right, Jay, I think we're good. Again, Saturday, November 7th, starts at 5 p.m. at the Lake Eola Band Shell. Peaceful walk to the Dr. Phillips Center, and J.I. can walk.
Yes. Lastly, I really want you guys to be out there and, you know, reporting on it if you can. Like I said, there's so many things in our country that are just divisive and so bad, right? Are so negative. And this is something that I believe is a great people coming out and God, we need your help. People that believe that prayer is important, that prayer is going to work. And we believe that at the end of the day, the problem is more than skin deep. The problem is more than what we see in our society. It really is at the heart level of men. And we believe that God is the answer to that problem. As men turn their hearts towards God, God can really, truly heal us, because I've experienced it myself and I've seen it happen for others. So I really want you guys to be out there reporting on it. And we'll see you there if you're there.
Great. Jay, I thank you for your time. Everyone, thank you for your time. We will keep you updated on pre-draft media availabilities with Jeff Weltman. And then on draft night, you could plan that we will most likely get our draft pick on a Zoom call that night, along with Jeff and Coach Clifford. So we'll probably do everything during that night. Jay, thank you again. Thank you to everyone. If anyone has any calls, you could call any member of our staff.
Appreciate it.